everybody? Welcome to another episode of Wild Road of Boxing. Let's get it. Alright. I'm gonna get to this video. Talk about the fights that happened over the weekend. And well, there's really not too many. There's none. There's no upcoming fights next week, so really nothing to talk about there. Talk about some other point stuff. All right, let's get into it. All right. The first fight card I want to talk about that happened over the weekend was it happened Saturday, December 17th on PBC. Well, on Showtime, it was a PBC card. PBC is Premier Boxing Champions. Al Heyman, all those guys. The main event was between Frank Martin and Michel Rivera. It was a man down promotion. Man down is Errol Spence promotional company. Errol, the Truth Spence, welterweight champion of the world. All right. That was the card, but let's get to the undercard. First fight I want to talk about on their undercard was a 12-round contest at 118 pounds. 118 pounds is bantamweight. If you didn't know, it was between Vincent Astrolabio and Nikolai Pedapoof. Vincent Astrolabio was 17-3, 12 KOs. Nikolai Pedapoof was 23-2, 1 draw, 11 KOs. All right, Vincent Astrolabio, he is trained, well, he's promoted by Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao, and he's from the Philippines. Pedapoof from Russia. All right, Pedapoof was dropped twice in the first round by Astrolabio. Then he got dropped once more in the 5th round before Astrolabio finished him in the 7th round with a body shot, giving him a 7th round KO win versus Nikolai Pedapoof, advancing his record to 17-4 with 18-3. Sorry about that. With 13 KOs. Good job, Vincent Astrolabio, getting that win. All right. Let's get to the next fight card. The next undercard fight on that. The next fight I want to talk about on that card. It was a 12-round contest. A super middleweight. Super middleweight is 168 pounds. If you did know, it was between Jose Uskakati and Vladimir Shishkin. Jose Uskakati was 32-4, 27 KOs. He's 31 years of age. Vladimir Shishkin was 13-0, 8 KOs. He's also 31 years of age. He's from Russia. All right, Shishkin was doing a great job in this fight, actually, of countering, because Jose Uskakati, he's gonna come forward nonstop, and throw punches, and that's what he was doing in this fight. He has like an awkward style. He actually leads with his head. His head is out there to be hit, and it was getting hit in this fight. I'm surprised I'm surprised he was able to eat as many headshots as he did, but he did, man. He did. But nonetheless, he lost, man. One judge had it 115, 113, and the other two judges had it 117 and 111 for your winner, Vladimir Shishkin, giving him the win and advancing his record to 14-0, 8 KOs. Good job, Vladimir Shishkin. All right. Next fight I want to talk about, it was the main event. It was for the WBA lightweight world title eliminator. It was a 12-round contest of lightweight. Lightweight is 135 pounds. If you did know, it was between Frank the Ghost Martin and Michel Rivera, Lil Ali. All right, Frank Martin was 16-0, 12 KOs. He's 27 years of age. Michel Lil Ali Rivera was 24-0, 14 KOs. Frank Martin, he's from, I think he's from Detroit, but he moved to Indianapolis, and now he's in Texas. So he has a lot of people, a lot of cities claiming him. And Michel Rivera, he's from DR. All right. This fight was between two undefeated fighters. Frank Morton was 16-0. Michel Rivera was 24-0. Somebody had to go. Let's see who was gonna break first. That was that's what I was looking at. Who was gonna break first? All right. First round, I gave it to Rivera, no lie. He was using the jab, keeping Morton on the outside, so I gave that round to Rivera. Second round, it was a better round for Frank, getting inside, landing that left hand, which he has a lot of power in. So I gave the second round to Frank. All right. After the second round, Rivera's corners gave him some great advice, which was let Morton burn off some of that steam, get tired, boxing first, and wait till the second half of the fight to start, coming with the hammer, the right hand, and coming with combos, because Frank had a lot of energy at that point in the fight. His corner felt, and Frank was very explosive, which Frank is very explosive. So that was some great advice from his corner for me. I thought telling him, just to wait, box, get on him late. But yeah. And that's what he did, man, in the third round. So I gave he boxed in the third round, making it harder for Frank to get in. So I gave the third round to Michel Rivera. All right, round four. It was a close round. You really could have gave that round to either fighter, no lie. It was like a toss-up round, so yeah. All right, round five, it was another round for Rivera. It looked like Morton was having a problem getting on the inside, because he's a lower man, and Rivera did have that reach, man. So he was making it hard for Morton, which his corner told him to do. All right, so I gave round 5 to Rivera. Round 6, Frank Morton. It was Frank Morton's best round of the fight, no lie. He was using combos and his speed. He's very fast in there, man. He's very explosive, and he was putting it all together, man. Round 6, I gave to Morton, man. It was the best round of the fight, like I said. Round 7. Rivera got dropped in the 7th round by Morton. It was his second career knockdown, man. Morton hit him with like a 1-2, man. It was, all she wrote, man. He put him down, put him down. What else can I say? Round 7, 10-8 round. Morton. All right. Round 8, Rivera looking lost now, man. Morton speed, combos, angles, just everything had Rivera just he didn't know what was coming next. He didn't know what to prepare for. He was getting hit with everything from every which way. So yeah, I gave round 8 to Frank Morton, man. Round 9, Frank Morton. Frank Morton was beating the hell out of Michel Rivera by this point in the fight. So I just I was like, I ain't even got to score this shit no more, man. We know what it is. Fucking, man, it was the inevitable. And that's what happened, man. Frank Morton, he just continued to do the same thing that he was doing, previous rounds for 11 and 12, beating the hell out of Michel Rivera. And, poor little Ali, man. He tried to hold on. He tried to keep him off with that jab, but Frank Morton just had a little bit too much speed and a little bit too many tools in his toolbox for Michel Rivera to hold him off, man. One judge had to fight 117-110. Another judge had to fight 118-109. And the final judge had to fight a shutout 120-107 for your winner, Frank the Ghost Morton. Getting the win, and keeping his winning ways going. And, putting on for Man Down Promotions, man. Earl Spence, all those guys. Derek James is a hell of a trainer, man. He's for sure trainer of the year, in my opinion. He's, how can he not be trainer of the year, man? He done trained Jamel Trollo to Undisputed at 154. He got Errol Spence 1 fight away from being undisputed at 147, and he has arguably prospect of the year, and Frank Martin, man. And if he ain't prospect of the year, man, he's gonna be a hell of a, star in the future, man. So Derrick James, you the man. Freaking I ain't gonna lie. I think I had in my pre-fight video. I had Jose Uskakati losing to Shishkin because he was an undefeated Russian. So I won that fight. I'm 0-1. Then this fight come in. I had Michel Rivera winning, and man, I just like Michel Rivera, man. His style remind me of Muhammad Ali so much. I feel like he was going to use his boxing skills to come out on top in this fight, and I was wrong, man. So, hey, I was 1-1 on the night. I didn't pick the Astrolabio fight, no lie. So, I was 1-1 on the night. But, yeah, man, Frank Martin surprised me, man, in a good way, man. And I'm going to have to start putting some respect on Frank Martin's name, man. He the truth. He the fucking truth. I ain't going to lie. He said he ready for Gervonta Davis, Devin Haney, He didn't say Shakur Stevenson, but after the fight, Shakur Stevenson said, hey, man, I'm ready for you too, man. Throw my name in there. I'll jump at a fight with you. And in my opinion, I feel like Frank Martin, he should take a few more fights before you see those big guys, at the weight. I feel like Dev's probably going to be gone because he's going to 140. But, yeah, man, he's going to still be a lot of good 135-pounders. So you're going to have your chance, man, at the big dogs, man. I don't know about Shakur, man. He's different. So I wouldn't rush to that one. But, yeah, man, I like Frank Martin a lot. I'm put some respect on his name. I feel like he's top tier lightweight now, man. Good job, Frank Martin, getting that win. Hold up. All right. Next fight card, I ain't really gonna talk about the whole fight card. I'll just talk about the fight that happened, and I ain't really gonna talk about it too much. We're gonna touch on it. It happened Tuesday, December 13th, in Japan on ESPN Plus. It came on ESPN Plus. It was promoted by Top Rank. Top Rank is Bob Arum, all those guys. It was a 12-round contest at bantamweight. Bantamweight is 118 pounds, as I stated earlier in the video, man. It was for Undisputed at bantamweight. All right. It was Naoya Monster Inoue versus Paul Butler. Naoya Inoue was 23-0, 20 KOs. Paul Butler was 34-2. 15 KOs. Naoya Inoue is from Japan. It was a hometown fight for Naoya Inoue. Paul Butler is from the UK. Yeah. Naoya Inoue, he scored an 11th round KO win versus Paul Butler to become undisputed champion at 118 pounds. So he's done everything at 118 pounds. I mean, I ain't even going to, it really ain't nothing to talk about in the fight, man. I watched the fight. I was kind of upset. I got up, that early to watch the fight, and what happened, what I knew was going to happen is what happened. Monster, put the paws on him all throughout the fight, hit him in his head, hit him in his body, hit him everywhere, man, was destroying the man all night. And he got the KO win. He got the KO win later in the fight than I thought that he would, but nonetheless, he did get it. And, yeah, like I said, he's undisputed at 118 now, but what does he do now? Where does he go from here? I mean, he done everything at 118, man. I feel like it's only right that you move up to 122 and see if you can do something there, man. But like I said, it's some dogs at 122. You got Stephen Fulton Jr. You got some other dogs, man. They ain't really on top of my, but it's some dogs at 122. So yeah, I love to see you go up to 122 pounds and see if you can do what you did at 118 at 122. I will really look forward to you, fighting Stephen Fulton Jr. at that weight. I don't know. That'd be a hell of a fight. That'd be a hell of a fight. I want to see that. A big money fight, too. Big money fight. All right, nonetheless, good job. Naoya Inoue getting that win and becoming undisputed. Only a few men in boxing, has done that. And you put your name on that list, so good job. All right, like I said, next week, that was it for the fights that happened over the weekend. It was a cool little weekend of boxing. Not too major, but it was cool. Well, Inoue became undisputed, so that's very major. But other than that, it was cool. Showtime card was the last card of the year. It was a good fight. 2 undefeated fighters going at it. Michel Rivera, he lost his O, but I feel like he still can bounce back from that because he's a good fighter and get some money at the lightweight division. And Frank Morton, it's only up from here. But good job, guys, man. Good job, all the fighters who fought. Like I said, you can't play boxing. But yeah, next week, there's really no boxing. Well, there is no boxing action, like I said in the beginning of the video. The next fight card that's going to transpire comes on, New Year's Eve night, December 31st. It's going to be in Tokyo, Japan. It's Kazuto Ioka versus Joshua Franco. Joshua Franco is the brother of Bam Rodriguez. And I guess he's trying to get that belt versus Kazuto Ioka. Kazuto Ioka had a belt. I think he does have a belt. I think it's a title shot, if I'm not mistaken. But let me do my homework and get back to you next week's video. Cause I'm still gonna come and I'm gonna slide in every week, man, and give y'all something, to talk about and something to think about, or give y'all some fights that's gonna happen. Even though no fights are happening next week, I'm still gonna, slide in this bitch, and I'm gonna let y'all know. Give y'all my opinions actually on the fighters, give y'all some fighter awards, man. The fighter of the year, trainer of the year. All that, man. My opinions, I don't give a fuck what ESPN talking about. We know their opinions are biased. So we're going to go through my, boxing awards next week. So tune in for that. All right. A couple other little topics I wanted to touch on, was Aidos Yerbossynuly. He was in a fight with David Morrell Jr., I think, a couple months back. After the fight, he actually, had to go to the hospital because it was bleeding on his brain. And, like I said, you can't play boxing. That was very serious, man. His family could have lost him. I was very, worried about him. I know boxing was very worried about him. So I'm pleased to report that he's okay. He's pulled through. He's at home with his family now. And he's on the road to recovery, man. So prayers up for Aidos Yerbossynuly. Good job, doctors, man. Good job. His immune system, recover. His body had to do what it had to do, man. Good job, boss. Good job, doctors. All right, before we go, I also want to say R.I.P. Mills Lane, famed boxing referee, man. I think he was a boxer too in his life. He was a boxing referee most of his life. I think I knew him from when I first discovered Mills Lane was on Celebrity Deathmatch, man, on MTV. I ain't gonna lie, he was on that thing, and he was big on there, man. I used to love that man as a kid on that shit. But I did my homework, and he was actually a real referee and a real, I think he was a fighter, as I said. But he was in boxing his whole life, man. Big boxing guy. So yeah, man. R.I.P. to Mills Lane. Rest up, big dog. Yeah. Like, comment, subscribe. All that shit, people. Rob's Road to Boxing. Yeah.